Most beginners will completely ignore how they breathe during their bench press. And I used to do this exact same mistake. Unfortunately, this mistake can actually cost you a lot of strength and a lot of efficiency on your lift. That mistake stalled my technique and my strength on the bench press for a while. The truth is, breathing isn't just about getting oxygen on your bench, it's about creating a better position and drawing more power. So in today's video, I'll show you the exact breathing technique that I use on my bench in order to maximize my strength and my technique. When we're breathing, we're actually creating movement around our chest. And the goal with this breathing technique is to use this principle to our advantage on the bench. In order to properly use our upper body muscles into the bench, so the chest, the deltoids and the triceps, we want our ribcage to be in an open and high position. This will do two things. First, it will create a higher touch point with the bar, optimizing our range of motion. And this is crucial in order to be able to lift more weights. Second, it will give us a bigger involvement of our chest muscles into the pressing motion. More chest engagement equals more powerhouse for our bench. So if you take a closer look to how I bench press, before I even lower the bar, I'll do my breathing technique and then only I'm performing the rep. You can compare this video to this video where I'm not doing anything and my technique is much worse. So the goal of this breathing technique is to get more air into our chest and really expand this area. By doing so, we're checking the 2 points that I just mentioned. Our chest gets higher and also we have more involvement of the muscles into the bench. So if you're not doing anything with your breathing when you're benching, you might be missing out on a lot of better positioning and also strength. Now that we've seen the importance of proper breathing into the bench, let's see how you can actually perform this technique. When we're standing up, we really want to focus and we really want to imagine that we're drawing as much air as possible, especially into our chest and ribcage area. Imagine as if your chest is a balloon that you want to blow as much as you can. By doing so, you should have a higher touch point with your chest, but also you should get some upper back extension, which will be very important in order to properly set our shoulders into the bench. I really recommend you first practice how to properly breathe while standing up before jumping straight into the bench with the bar, because at first it can be a bit derailing. But then, as much as you're going to practice this proper breathing, really being able to open up your chest and really inflate this area, then you'll be able to transfer that over into your bench. Now, when it comes to the sequence of the lift, as you saw with the video I showed you earlier, you first want to unrack the bar. You then want to stabilize this position, and just before you're about to lower the bar and start your rep, you then want to use this technique, draw air in as much as you possibly can, lock the position, and perform your rep into this exact locked position. From there, you really want to keep your ribcage as open and as locked in as possible throughout the rep. So when you're lowering the bar, when you're touching the bar on your chest, but also when you're about to push the bar back up. I know it can be a bit exhausting to focus on this aspect, especially if you have other technical aspects to focus on, such as your leg drive, for example, your bar path and stuff of that nature. But really, in my opinion, this breathing technique that I'm sharing right now is probably the most underrated bench press aspect that you can work on and improve, and it can give you some massive strength gains. If you've never used this breathing technique before, I recommend that you take the reps one at a time. So for example, if you're doing a set of 3 reps or 4 reps or 5 reps, you just do breathing 1 rep, breathing 1 rep, breathing 1 rep. So you don't accumulate a lot of reps without retaking your breathing, because you might lose your positioning, especially if you're new to this style of lifting. So make sure you're able to properly expand your chest area, then do your bench and so on and so forth. But yeah, I'm sure if you're properly using this technique, you'll feel a night and day difference on your bench press, and that definitely was the case for me when I first started to use this technique on my bench press. And now I'm at a point where on some sessions when I'm not focusing enough on my breathing, I feel much weaker and I feel my positioning a lot worse on my bench. So definitely recommend you use this tip, and like I said, probably hands down one of the most underrated aspects to have a big bench press. And that was it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a couple of things. If you want to follow that up with a bench press program that I did, it's available on my training app. With just one monthly subscription, you'll be able to access my bench press program on top of 15 other powerlifting programs. The app does everything for you, tells you how many reps you should do with what weight, and you can cancel your subscription at any time. So if you want to follow my program, go to the link in the description. As always, if you guys want to support this channel, make sure to subscribe, to leave a comment. It's probably one of the best ways to support, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And boy, we're still in the summer, still in the south of France. It's still super, super, super hot, and I'm still practicing my black bear loft. I'll do that black bear loft once I bench 190 kilos. How many pounds is 190 kilos? Let me double check. 418 pounds. So the day I'm benching that, I'm close, not there yet, but close. Once I hit that, immediately after, I'll go, and you guys will know why. Catch you guys in the next one.